So you're making more and more money every day. Your trading is improving, right? You have a small account and it's growing into a slightly bigger account. Every day it seems like your equity curve is going up and up and up, but suddenly you reach some new plateau and you're not sure how to get past this level. What is a reasonable profit target to take once you've grown your account from a small account to a medium account? Well, my name is Forrest. I invest in stuff. I am a day trader. I am a swing trader. I do all types of trading. I've been trading for quite a while now, and we're going to talk about that in today's video. Let's get into it. Taking profits. So we're actually going to back into this, guys. There's actually a methodology that you need to use that'll make it really super simple for you to figure out what your daily profit target should be. A lot of people like to think of, oh, I want to cover this bill, I want to cover this expense, which is nice, right? That's the ultimate goal, is to make enough money to pay for things. That's the whole reason why we day trade, right? But first things first is, how much should you actually be putting into a trade? If I have a $10,000 account, right, at most you want to risk 10% of your portfolio, which means that's $1,000. That's a large trade. You probably want your average trade size for a small account to be like 500 bucks if you are day trading properly. Now, you can't actually day trade with a $10,000 account because you don't have the PDT rule, but this applies at every level, so we're just going to use these numbers for the sake of example. So with $500, right, in a trade, if you're following my trading methodologies, you're probably doing anywhere from 20% to 80%, or let's just say 60% on the more conservative side per trade, right? So if you're making 20% of 500 bucks is what, 80 bucks, whatever that is, right? 20% of 1,000 is 200. Now you're making 100 bucks, right? That math was terrible. You're making 100 bucks per trade, right? Which isn't bad, right? That's a reasonable amount to shoot for if you're a beginner, if you just started, right? It's not going to seem like a ton of money, but when you do that every day over time, right, and your $10,000 account goes to $11,000 to $12,000, you still keep the same amount per trade, right? You're still sticking with 5% of your total P&L per trade. As your account gets larger, right, if you have a $50,000 account, you should probably risk less. You don't want to risk 5% of your account, or 10%. 10% of $50,000 is $5,000. If you lose $5,000 in a day, that's a rough day, guys. I can tell you, I've had many rough days. So you probably want to go down to like, I don't know, $2,000 per day, right? 5%, or even less than that, $1,500 per day. The point is, as you get better, right, you can put 1,500 bucks into a trade, and if you're making 80% on that, you're making like 1,200 bucks in a day, right, in one trade, right? You don't need to risk a ton of money for the type of trades that you can do if you're a day trader. What a lot of newbies make is they try to scalp, right? They try to do advanced strategies, they try to scalp by using a lot of capital and going for small gains, right? So an example of that would be like, oh, I'm gonna put all 10,000 bucks in, and I'm just gonna try and make, 3%, and try to make, a couple hundred bucks here and there. The problem is you're risking all your capital, and if the trade goes against you, you very easily could be down 10, 20, 30%, and now you've lost $2,000, $3,000, right? So keep that in mind. So that's on day trades. Let's review what we've talked about so far, and that is using 5 to 10% of your total P&L per trade. Max. Those are maximum levels, right? And that's if you're a beginner. For sure, you want to go less than that. If you have a larger account, you want to reduce that amount, guys, because of the nominal value of money. What do I mean? Forrest, what do you mean when you say nominal value of money? That means that regardless of the amount of money you have, $20 is $20, right? Money has this real hard value that even if you're a millionaire, right, an iPhone still costs 1,100 bucks, right? That's what I mean by the nominal value of money, and it's gonna feel bad even if you have a ton of money if you lose 1,200 bucks, right? I can tell you guys, if you have 10 grand and you lose 1,200 bucks, it sucks. If you have $100,000 and you lose 1,200 bucks, it sucks, right? So as you get more and more money, what you want to do is actually reduce the amount that you're putting in per trade and preserve that nominal value of money, because ultimately it is the real value of money that we use to pay our rent, buy cars and buy things, right? We don't pay for things in real life with percentages. That's just a concept that we use to manage risk. All of this, by the way, which brings us into the second part of this video, is about risk management, guys. I talk about this in essentially every video, and I need to because it seems like traders forget this every time I get asked a question. Risk management, protecting your capital, and not losing money are the most important things when it comes to trading, right? Making money is your third objective, right? If you start with $10,000 and 4 months later you have $10,000, you are in the top 20% of traders. Most traders, they start with $10,000, 4 months later, they have $5,000. It's really, really hard, guys. And I know that you're like, wow, that's insane. Well, that's the first level. If you're not losing money and you're actively trading, you're a great trader. After that, you start making money, you start unlocking the infinite money glitch. That takes a lot of time and a lot of practice. So do not lose money, guys. If you don't lose money, you have infinite at-bats, right? You basically can wake up every day and you can try again, and you can try again, and you can try again. But if you have $5,000, now you're sweating. Now you're, man, I don't want to lose the rest of this now. Now you're switching up your whole strategy because now you're trading on your P&L, which I've talked about in another video. You don't want to trade on your P&L. You just want to look at the trade for what it is. Every single trade is a unique opportunity in the market. You should not have a strategy and then be trying to fit that into the market. Instead, you should be reading the market, understanding what the current setup is, and then trying to figure out what trade makes sense right now, if there is one, and then putting the appropriate amount of capital for that trade, guys. So again, 10 to 5% of your P&L is what you should be putting into a trade, and then based off of your average win size, that should be your daily profit target. So if I'm putting 500 bucks in and I know my average win is 50%, that means I can make 250 bucks in a trade. So my daily profit target should just be 250 bucks. And that's a great way to do that because now I'm just trying to be consistent. If I can do that every single day, if I can make 250 bucks every single day, what is that? $1,250 in a week times 4. Now I'm making $5,000 a month. 5 times 10, 5,000. Add in the other 2. Now you're making, $7,000, extra per year. That's a lot of money. Wait, that's 50,000. I did the math wrong. Whatever. Use a calculator, bust it out. $5,000 a month, basically. It's a good amount of money, guys. Comes up to like $62,000 per year. It's actually really hard to do math and talk off the cuff in a YouTube video, so don't hate me. I know what I'm doing. But the point is, consistency is key, and so many people focus on trying to make that $5,000, $10,000, $60,000 in a day. Those days will come, but I can tell you, I've traded for many years now, and I trade with a ton of traders. And while those days come, protecting your capital and not risking too much at once and having those at-bats is much, much more important. That really is the gist of this video, guys. Again, I'll say it one more time. Your profit target should be based off of capital risk, right? The amount of capital that you should be risking in a trade at most should be 10% of your P&L. So if you're using someone like me who has closer to a 6-figure account, at most I should be risking $10,000 in a trade. And there are people with much less money than that who are risking $10,000 in a trade. That's insane. If I lose $10,000 in a day, now you're down to $90,000. That's an absurd amount of your account value immediately erased. And it happens, guys. It can happen really, really fast. So don't do that. Even if you have $100,000, if you have a $200,000 account and you've been saving money for years and years and years, start with $3,000 or $4,000, right? Do not risk all this capital all at once that can immediately go to zero, especially if you're trading options like I do. Instead, focus on turning $2,000 into $4,000. If you can risk $2,000 every day and turn that into $2,000 every single day, you're risking an astronomically small amount of money relative to your portfolio size, and you're producing a lot of revenue, a lot of income. That is the goal of day trading, especially if you're trading zeros. If you want to get to that, is small capital risk with large average win size. That's the whole point of zeros. You should not be going for super small volatile swings, trying to make 3, 4, 5%, because that means you're doing something absurdly wrong, especially if you're trading zeros, which is one of the reasons why I recommend not scalping. Anyways, we're on a tangent. My name is Forrest. I invest in stuff. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, share this with 2 of your friends. Check the links down in the description of this video. I actually just joined created a partnership with a new group called the Growth Code, where I'm teaching day trading. There's an entire platform about trading education. So hop into that link, join the program, and leave your comments, thoughts down in the comment section of this video. I'm here to help, and see you in the next one. Peace.